Personally, I start zoning out. I start zoning out when I'm feeling low. If I'm in a conversation and I'm thinking more about how comfy my bed is than what the other person is saying, I think that's a sign. That's a sign that I might need to recharge, right? Hey there, Vibers. Welcome to the Vibe with Kai podcast, where we keep it real, we keep it relatable, and we keep it a little bit funny as we dive into all things mental health, ADHD, and introversion. My name is Kai. I'm your host, and each week we're going to tackle life struggles with honesty, humor, and a whole lot of heart. So whether you're here for practical advice or a little validation or just a laugh about what life is like as an adult in today's world, listen, you are in the right place. We are not about toxic positivity here. We are all about being genuine to each other and to ourselves. And we're talking about real things. And we want to encourage each other and remind you that you are not alone. With that said, my friends, sit back, relax, and let's vibe through this together and enjoy today's episode of the Vibe with Kai podcast. Friends, welcome to the Vibe with Kai podcast. It's your boy Kai. For those of you that are watching me right now, you can clearly see that I am rocking my Philadelphia Phillies shirt, my Philadelphia Phillies hat. I'm doing that because the Dodgers just won the World Series. Congratulations, I guess. But I'm forever a Phillies fan. I will forever rock with them even when we don't do well in the playoffs, even though we were the best team in baseball up until the playoffs. I'm still going to rock with them because a true fan is going to rock with your team no matter what, even if they're playing like crap. So I'm still going to rep them. I'm still going to rock these colors here. Friends, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers on winning the World Series. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. I am a baseball fan. But this is what I wanted to happen. I wanted the series to go 7 games. I really did. But here's how I wanted it to play out. I wanted it to play out so that the away team would win each game. So the home fans would always go away out of the stadium sad. Like, that's how petty of a Phillies fan I am as I'm watching the Dodgers and Yankees play. I just wanted the home team to lose each time, so the fans always go home sad. And then at the end, I think if it did go 7 games, I think it would have ended in Los Angeles. That means the Yankees would have won, and they would have won in Los Angeles. And all the fans in Los Angeles would have had to watch that happen. That was what I was hoping for. It did not happen that way. The Yankees had one of the worst innings in baseball history. That 5th inning was god-awful. Really, really pathetic to watch. But the Dodgers did it. They won. So congratulations to the Dodgers. Shout out to my Philadelphia 76ers as well. The season began for the NBA. I'm super excited to see basketball back on my screen again. My girlfriend and I were going to the Atlanta Hawks versus Chicago Bulls game down in Atlanta this upcoming Saturday. So I'm really excited about that. It's my first time. I went to Atlanta for the very first time last week, and it's such a beautiful city. I had never been. It's such a beautiful, beautiful city, and I'm happy that I'm going back for the second time. And this time we're staying in downtown Atlanta, and we're going to go to the Atlanta Hawks game and we're going to do some other fun things and explore the Atlanta city some more. I'm really excited for that. All right, enough of my jib-jabbing. I know why you're here. Got to put my fidget spinner away. I know why you're here, friends. I know why you're here. You're here because we're talking about a topic that I know a lot of you are going to relate to: how introverts can recharge their batteries when we're running low, when we're running empty. Because let's face it, as much as we love spending time with other people, it's exhausting, right? And sometimes we don't even know how to explain why we're feeling so drained. It's like we're just out here trying to keep up while our energy levels are depleting with every social situation. So, today I'm going to share some practical ways to recharge, whether you are an introvert with a busy schedule, someone who feels drained by too much socializing, or if you're just looking for a little extra peace in your day. You know what I'm saying? So, if you haven't already, grab a coffee, grab some tea, get cozy. Let's chat about how we can refuel when our introvert battery, our social battery, is at 1%. I want to kick this off with some real talk. Why do introverts need to recharge in the first place? I know a lot of us have heard that term social battery, but what does it actually mean? For introverts, socializing takes a lot of energy. So imagine your energy as a phone battery, and every interaction just zaps a little bit of that charge away. Eventually, if we don't take time to recharge, we're left feeling, well, like a phone at 1%. We're tired, we're irritable, and we're not exactly in our best form. But what's cool is that introverts are really good at recharging ourselves. Especially if you've embraced your introversion, you know how to recharge your batteries. So we know how to do it. But there's some people that don't know how to do it. So we're going to talk about ways that you can make that happen. So first off, let's talk about awareness. It's important to know when you're hitting that low battery, right? Some of the signs might be obvious, like feeling drained, exhausted, or maybe even a little cranky. But for some of us, it's a little bit more subtle. Maybe you start feeling more distracted, or you lose focus quickly, or you just find yourself wanting to be alone but not knowing why. Personally, I start zoning out. I start zoning out when I'm feeling low. If I'm in a conversation and I'm thinking more about how comfy my bed is than what the other person is saying, I mean, I think that's a sign. That's a sign that I might need to recharge, right? So let's take a moment and let's recognize the signs, and just know it's not selfish to acknowledge that you're running low. It's not selfish, it's just self-awareness. And that's the first step to taking care of yourself, right? Okay, so all right, now that we've identified that we're drained, now what? This is where a go-to recharge routine can make a huge difference. Think of it like your personal battery charging station, right? Your little personal USB-C port that you plug in, right? For some people, it might be as simple as a few minutes of quiet time. For others, it might be a favorite hobby like reading, painting, or going for a walk. I'm going to share a couple options, and hopefully something will resonate with you. First, you have the power of alone time. This one is a classic. Sometimes all we need is some space, some peace and quiet to reset. Even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes to yourself, that can help. I like to call this intentional solitude. Intentional solitude. What you do is you find a quiet place, you take a deep breath, and you give yourself permission to be alone. You're allowed to do that, friends. You are allowed to do it. A lot of people, because I go out all the time, and people are always asking me, Kai, how can you go out? How can you go outside? How can you go out there with people? How can you socialize? How can you go to parties? It's simple. Intentional solitude. If I am in a place, like say I'm at a party or I'm at work, or I'm in a place where I'm with a lot of people and there's a lot of socializing, I always find my little escape route. I always find a place where I can escape for a couple minutes and just recharge, right? Intentional solitude. You got to find that for yourself. Next, nature therapy. I don't know if you ever tried this. Being outdoors can do wonders for your mood and for your energy levels. Go for a walk, sit in a park, just breathe some fresh air. Right? Studies show that spending time in nature that actually reduces stress and it boosts your mood. So take advantage of that if you can. I live the neighborhood that I live in is like the perfect place to just go for a walk. In fact, after I finish recording this, I'm going to go for a walk because it's such a beautiful day outside. What's the temperature? The temperature right now, it's 61 degrees. It was like 80 yesterday. It's November and it was like 80 degrees, but anyway, it's 61 degrees, so it's not too cold, right? It's just the right amount of weather. And I'm going to go for a walk. I live right next to a river, It's so beautiful. And so like I love going for the walk because it's very, very relaxing. Next, unplug and detox from screens. And by screens, I mean like your computer screens, your phone screens, whatever it may be. This one, that's going to sting. I know, right? But sometimes the best way to recharge is by simply turning off your screens. I struggle with this, so I know if you're sitting there being like, I don't know, Kai, I don't know if I can do this. I get it. I get it. I'm the same way. It's tough because I live and breathe by my phone and by my laptop and by my iPad. But sometimes you just got to turn it off. And I know that's saying a lot coming from me, a social media content creator. Right? That's rich. Um, I'm telling you to turn off my face. Stop watching my stuff. But I know it's kind of crazy for me to say that, but I mean it. Seriously, taking a break from notifications, messages, endless scrolling, doom scrolling, that can give your mind the space that it needs to unwind. You know what I'm saying? Practice mindfulness and meditation. I know that meditation isn't everyone's cup of tea, but hear me out here, right? This doesn't have to be complicated. A few minutes of deep breathing, a simple guided meditation, or even just sitting quietly and focusing on your breath, that can do wonders. You know what I'm saying? Meditation, it helps calm the mind and recharge your mental energy. What I like to do, I just focus on my breathing. Like I don't sit there and I'm not like with my legs crossed. That's not, I don't do that, right? I just sit, just calmly, I close my eyes, and I just focus on my breathing, and it brings me back down to a level that is a lot more manageable as an introvert, especially because of my ADHD. Next, engage in a low energy hobby. Do something that brings you joy, but it doesn't require too much social energy. For me, I love watching TV. I love watching wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan. I love binging TV. I just finished watching Agatha All Along. So good. I'm going to watch The Penguin on HBO Max. Well, they don't call it HBO Max anymore. They just call it Max. They keep changing up all these streaming platforms. I can't keep up. Anyway, I like binging that. I like cuddling with my cats. That's nice. I write a lot. Y'all have seen my blog. I have a blog for those of you that don't know. I keep that blog updated twice, 3 times a week. I write all the time, all the time. I wrote ADHD digital guidebook. That's available on my website. Visit my website, thevibewithkai.com. You can download my digital ADHD guidebook. I write all the time. That kind of stuff. It's a low energy hobby. I know a lot of you have low energy hobbies, right? Do it. It brings you joy, right? And it doesn't require any social energy. You know what I'm saying? So um, now I want to talk about something that can be really tough for introverts. That is setting boundaries. I did a live stream about this on Facebook not too long ago, and it was one of my more popular ones because I think people don't understand how difficult it is for introverts to set boundaries. When you're an introvert, it's so easy to say yes to things because well, we don't want to disappoint anyone. It's like that's that thing that introverts feel is called introvert guilt. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep saying yes when your social battery is at 5%, then it's going to lead to burnout, right? So you don't want that. In fact, one of the things that I'm really excited about next week, my guest, Jen Johnson is her name. This is my guest on the podcast next week, and we're going to be talking all about nurse burnout, how nurses and people in the medical field and doctors and our medical workers are getting burnt out, right? So burnout's real. And for introverts, my tip is just practice saying no. Practice it. Saying no, it doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't mean it's rude. You don't have to explain or justify yourself. I tell people all the time. I made a video about this earlier. Stop, like explaining your introversion, justifying your introversion. Stop. You don't need to. A simple, hey, thanks for inviting me, but I need some downtime. That's all you got to say. It works wonders. And honestly, most people understand more than you think. You know what I'm saying? Setting boundaries is one of the best ways to protect your energy and make sure that when you do show up, you're fully present and you're not running on fumes. if you want to be the best version of yourself for your friends and your family and your coworkers and all of that, you gotta learn how to say no and recharge that battery, right? Another important thing to remember is that it's not about how much time you spend socializing, right? It's about the quality of those interactions. As introverts, we tend to do better in one-on-one or small group settings, right? We crave deep and meaningful connections rather than surface level small talk. So if you're feeling drained, try focusing on spending time with people who energize you. You know who those people are. You know who those friends are. You know who those family members are. Those people that just get you. You know what I'm saying? Those people who don't require you to put on a social mask, make time for them and don't feel pressured to attend every social event. Trust me, your mental health is going to thank you. I thank you. I want to give you a little hack. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. You see it? If you're watching right now, you could probably hear the automatic feeder. My cats have an automatic feeder, and it just went off. And if you're watching, you probably just saw my cats leap up from their slumber to go get their food from their automatic feeder. Can you hear it? Can you hear that? That is the sound of an automatic feeder, and my cat's crunching away. Anyway, let me give you a little hack. A little micro recharging hack. It's micro recharging. Have you ever heard of it? Right? It's great. I was kind of alluding to this earlier when I was talking about going to an event or going to somewhere public and there's a lot of people and you got to find a place to reset. Right? That's called micro recharging. Think of these like little tiny breaks throughout the day to catch your breath and reset. Especially if you work at a job that is very either customer service heavy or a lot of social interactions, a lot of talking, whatever it may be. It might be a quick 5-minute walk, a couple deep breaths at your desk, or just closing your eyes for a moment to center yourself. These little breaks, these little micro recharging moments, they help you feel balanced, especially on days when social interactions are unavoidable, right? So the next time that you're feeling a little stretched thin, don't wait until you're completely drained to recharge. We introverts, come here, introverts. I'm going to talk to you. Stop. Like, don't wait until you're completely drained to recharge. You're not helping yourself. You got to try micro recharging. Do it along the way. Do it along the journey, right? It's like only putting gas in your car when it's about to run out. You don't have to do that. If you have a quarter tank, you might be like, you know what, I should probably put some gas in my car. Right? Don't do that with your body. Don't do that with your mental health. Right? You got to give your social battery a little mini boost before it hits E. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes, but I tell myself, hey, Kai, stop. No, you don't need to wait until you're on E in order to refill and refuel. You don't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Finally, Vibers, listen, I want to talk about something very crucial when it comes to our introversion. Don't feel guilty for recharging. I'm going to say that again because I don't think y'all heard me. I don't think you heard me. Don't feel guilty about recharging. Taking time for yourself, that doesn't make you selfish. It makes you self-aware. We're so often we're being told that saying no or stepping away is somehow wrong or lazy. But that couldn't be any further from the truth. You're taking care of your mental health, and that's just as important as anything else on your to-do list. So give yourself permission to recharge, embrace your introversion, set those boundaries, and know that it's okay to prioritize yourself. Because when you're recharged and you're at your best, you can be there for others in a way that feels good to you. I don't think y'all listening. I don't think y'all hear me. I don't think I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say that again. I don't think y'all heard me. Listen closely. I'm gonna say this again. Embrace your introversion, set those boundaries, and know that it's okay to prioritize yourself, because when you're recharged and you're at your best, you can be there for others in a way that feels good to you. Did you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, good. Listen, friends, that's all for today's episode on recharging your social battery. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found some useful tips here. Remember, you're not alone on this introvert journey. If you ever need a reminder that it's okay to take a break, just replay this episode. You might get sick and tired of my face. You might get sick and tired of my voice, but at least it's going to be a reminder that it's okay to take a break. I'm excited for this weekend. For me, I'll be in Atlanta again, like I said earlier, hanging out with my girlfriend. Super excited for that. If any of you have any recommendations, if any of you are from the Atlanta area or the Alpharetta area, and you have some recommendations about things to do or restaurants and things like that, let me know. Put it in the comments. Email me, DM me. Let me know what suggestions you have. I would love to hear them, because I'm really liking Atlanta. It's really nice. Well, when I was there a couple weeks ago for the first time, what did I do? We played this like really cool immersive game, this like AI game where it's like an escape room, but it was AI. We escaped. We had an hour. We escaped in 58 minutes. We were kind of reaching the end there, but we did it. We had some amazing dinners at these great restaurants in Alpharetta. What else did we do? Oh, we went to the Museum of Illusions in Atlanta, in the city. It was so nice. It was so sweet. And this weekend, or this upcoming weekend, we're gonna explore some more. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I would love to know where all the good stuff is happening in Atlanta. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to follow me on all of your favorite social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, at The Vibe with Kai, for more tips and conversations on mental health, introversion, ADHD, and all the real stuff that we face on the daily, especially as adults. And we're adulting and we're doing adult stuff, trying to survive. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. The next episode features Jen Johnson. We're going to be talking all about nursing burnout. Super excited to be interviewing her. Until next time, my friends, stay kind to yourself, recharge when you need to, keep vibing. I'll catch you in the next one. As always, my loves, much love, good vibes. Catch you later. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of the Vibe with Kai podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found a little bit of comfort in today's episode, and I hope that you're walking away with a little bit of encouragement, and I hope that you laughed a little bit along the way. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a review. Let me know what you thought of the episode. I really want to hear your voice. I want to hear your story. I want to hear all about your journey. Let's keep the conversation going. Make sure you follow me on all of your favorite social media platforms. Follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, at The Vibe with Kai, for more tips, more laughs, and more real talk. Remember, my friends, you are not alone on this journey. We are in this together. And until next time, stay kind to yourself, embrace the journey, and keep vibing. I'll catch you next time. Much love. Good vibes.